Hello. Hello, hello. All right. How exciting. I jumped out into the deep. I am streaming live from Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. This is a first. So, welcome to Wellness Wisdom Wednesday. I am your host, Dawn Horizons. I'm a certified wellness coach, have over 20 years of experience in body work and massage therapy. I love to help people get healthy naturally with God's medicine. My motto is making healthy disciples. And so my goal is to teach people from a Christ-centered perspective how to be healthy naturally. The tools, the strategies, and things that they can use to walk in divine health, because that's what God planned for us and that's what he created for us. And so I started Wellness Wisdom Wednesday about 4 years ago, but through various life situations, testings, trials, and the passing of my mom, I've been away for a while, but now I'm back. Hey, Zori. And so we're talking tonight, Wellness Wisdom Wednesday, about how to be healthy naturally. So I can take your questions, any questions that you may have, anything related to health and wellness, anything related to trauma. I'm a trauma specialist. Anything related to God, the Bible, ministry, and deliverance. These are all things that God has allowed me to be a part of, or that things that He has gifted me with. And so I want to share my tools. I want to share what it is that I have learned in my life experience with you to help you to be healthy naturally. So if you have questions, if there's something that you're dealing with, then put a comment in and I'll talk about it. Okay. And I'll talk about it. So I'm going to be coming every Wednesday live, either at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Based on my schedule. But that late night, because if you're here on the late night, I know that you're hungry, that you want what it is that I have to give. And so thank you guys for coming on. Hey, Ali, Jacqueline, Donna, many of you joined. Please do me a favor and share the video. So I'm new here on these TikTok streets, not so much on the Facebook and the YouTube streets, but my experience spans over 25 years. I am a mom of 5 adult children, pinch me, and I am a grandmother of 4 and 1 on the way. So I'm super excited about that. My journey of my business started in New York, and now I've been in Virginia going on 13 years. I cannot believe it. So I want to say to you, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I'm inviting you to take advantage, ask the questions, glean all that you can glean, learn from the wealth of knowledge that I have for you. So let me know what you want to talk about. You can just throw out a topic. Okay, I'm really new on how this TikTok thing works, so y'all bear with me. Okay, so I see there's some joined with me on either Facebook or YouTube. Let me know what city or state that you're joining from so that I can see you out there. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about aromatherapy. And so I want to tell you why I have been a user of essential oils, pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and aromatherapy for the past 25 years. So in 1999, I learned about essential oils, and I've been learning about them ever since then. Let me tell you, they are absolutely amazing. When you get pure therapeutic grade oils, they can work in your body like medicine. They're not medicine. They can work in your body like medicine. Why? How does that happen? When the oils are pure, they are made from the plant substances, plants, trees, shrubs, grass, the bark. Sometimes they're also made from fruits, like citrus fruits, but it's not the fruit that's taken. It is the rind. It is like let's say an orange, and the orange peel, the rind, is what really carries the medicine. Now, we all know fruits are good for us, right? Oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruits are good for us. They can help us to alkalinize the body. So even though lemon would be considered an acidic, in the body it is alkaline. So if you are very high acid, or certain blood types, you tend to be more high acid, drinking lemon water, lime water, sprinkling some orange in your water can be very helpful, because it can help to alkalinize your body. So let me tell you what happens when your body is very acidic. Okay. When your body is very acidic, it makes more mucus in the body. It makes more inflammation in the body. Inflammation in the body makes the body stiff, like makes the joints stiff, and can make them very painful. So many people have shoulder pain, neck pain, they're having hip pain, they're having lots of knee pain. There's lots of knee pain, knee surgeries that are going on. And so eating foods that have a high inflammatory response is going to make your body more inflamed. So there are foods that inflame you, and then there are foods that can deflame you or remove the inflammation and just not add the inflammation to you. So thank you, Laverne. Hey, Olivia, Rhonda, thank you for joining. If you're coming on Facebook or YouTube, just put in the comments what state or city you're from, so I can know where you're watching from. And I just want to thank you for the gifts, and I want to thank you for watching. Okay, so certain foods are going to make your body more acid, and those are meats. Pork is at the top of the list, then beef, and then chicken. So chicken and turkey are going to still be acidic to the body, but far less than beef or pork. So based on what your blood type is, and the blood types are 4A, B, AB, and O. Okay, I didn't necessarily say them in order, but those are the 4 blood types. And so based on those blood types, your blood says, I like these foods, I don't like these foods. If you eat these foods, they're going to help to heal me, heal the body, heal the blood. And if you eat other foods that the blood doesn't like, it's going to actually add to sickness, inflammation, and disease in the body. Okay, I want to tell you that there is something I read recently. I don't know. Oh, yes, it's in Deuteronomy 28, but it talks about inflammation is a curse. And so if we want to deal with things from a holistic approach, we want to do what we can do naturally as far as what we're eating, what we're doing with our body, what we're thinking, but also from a spiritual perspective. And oftentimes that's left out in a person's health and wellness goals, in their plans. And so many people go on a diet, they'll change what they're eating, they'll try to get more nutrition in, they may try to get more sleep, they're going to go to the gym. Thank you so much for the gifts on TikTok. I appreciate you. They're going to go to the gym, or they're going to do some type of workout routine and trying to help the body to be better, to get more active, and to lose weight, or to just maintain health. But I submit to you, choosing certain foods based on your blood type will help you to achieve those goals faster. Now, one of the things that's left out when we're trying to get a healthy body, when we're trying to lose LBS, is sleep. Most people, they don't sleep well enough. So I submit to you, if you're not getting the proper hours of sleep, you're not getting the proper quality of sleep, then your body is not going to rest well, obviously, but you're not going to sleep well. And if that's happening, then your cortisol in your body is going to be very high. Cortisol is called the death hormone, and it can turn on a cycle of death in your body. Does that mean you're going to die if you have it? No, but that means you've now entered a pathway and a road that's going to lead to death if you don't make changes to your diet, to your sleep habits, and for your health. And so sleep is very important for your health. Hey, Anna, Celine, Victoria, Mocha, Millie, what's up? How y'all doing? Thank you for joining my live. I appreciate you. And so it's important to make these healthy choices. Now, we know, based on past experiences and things that we've learned from our family, and even things that we've learned not to do from our family or from our friends, we know that it's important to eat the right foods. Like, we know what foods are good for us and what foods are not good for us. But here's the caveat that I want you to begin to think about with blood type eating. Please share the information. Please share the video if you think this information is valuable. So based on blood type eating, it can help you to achieve your goals faster. When I delved into this blood type eating in January of 2021, and I did it with a fast called the Flat Belly Challenge. And if you're interested in that, I can give you more information later. But I started it with the Flat Belly Challenge, and I went into a deeper dive into my wellness teaching, and was certified like a second time with another company. And that's when I really learned more about the blood type diet. And so what I learned is that certain foods that we eat, your blood says is healthy or not healthy. Here's the special part about it: the foods can be healthy naturally based on what we've learned, based on what we know in life. For example, fruits and vegetables, right? Everybody knows that avocado is good for you for the most part. It's healthy, right? It's a healthy source of fat. It's good for brain health. It's good to get certain nutrients into your body. But certain blood types say, I don't like avocado. And if you eat avocado, I'm going to act out. Okay, I'm going to begin to congregate with my friends, and I'm going to lodge somewhere, and I'm going to begin to cause trouble. Okay, so it's important to know what your blood type is. And this really shifted. This was a whole paradigm shift back in January 2020, because I've been a holistic health coach, wellness coach for many years, since 2006. And so when I learned this, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. If somebody was interested in knowing how to improve their digestive health, or let's say their brain health, their spine health, or whatever, I would recommend eating certain foods. I would recommend a certain diet. But now, based on the blood type diet, type O's shouldn't have avocado, because to the type O blood, avocado says that it's a toxin. Now we know avocado is not toxic, right? It's a good, healthy fruit, right? Because it has a seed, so it's a fruit. But the blood type of a type O individual says avocado is toxic to me. And so if you're a blood type O, I encourage you not to eat avocados. Here's another thing for blood type O. Oranges are not good. Now we know oranges are good for you, right? Oranges are great, but not for blood type O. So again, it's important for you to know what your blood type is so that you can eat accordingly. If this video is being a blessing to you, I ask that you please share it, like it. If you want to have the blood type list of like foods you should eat and not eat based on your blood type, you can DM me privately, because that's not information you want to necessarily share publicly. You can DM me privately, and I will send you the food list so that you know what food you should eat and what food you shouldn't eat for your blood type. Okay, so let's say if you're a blood type A. Okay, blood type A says bananas are toxic for you. And I had a client a while back who was having a banana in his smoothie every day, trying to be healthy, thinking that he was doing a good thing, not knowing that the bananas were actually toxic to him. So when he came into my wellness center, I found out his blood type, and I was able to feed him strictly according to his blood type. And guess what, y'all? He lost 28 pounds naturally in 30 days. He did not starve, I assure you. Everything I cooked, he loved it. He enjoyed it. He was like a kid in a candy store. He couldn't wait to see what I was making for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, because it was delicious. Some of the things were foods he never ate before, but he was eager to try it. And the whole goal was to get him to heal quickly as possible. He had Parkinson's, he had gallbladder removal, he had a host of medical issues and challenges. And so he was in my wellness center to for a couple of reasons. One, to get healthy, to learn how to be healthy, to get him to be able to walk and stand better, because he fell a lot because of the Parkinson's, and also to give his wife a break, like respite care. So during this respite that he had with me, he was getting healed, he was getting whole, he was getting set free from the things that were going on with him. Now, a few minutes ago, if you were here, I was saying oftentimes when people are looking to go into a health routine or lose weight or just get more healthy, they're looking at the body, all of the things concerning the body. They may even look at the mind, but oftentimes people don't look at the spirit. They leave that part out of it. We are spirit beings. So we have a body and we have a soul, but we are a spirit being first and foremost. Our body is our earth suit, and our soul is our will, our emotions, or our thinker, our planner, our chooser, right? And so they're all comprised together as one. And so that's why if we're trying to achieve anything for our health, we cannot leave out any one part of it. Same thing if you are going after the spirit and you're spiritually minded and you're reading your word and you're doing the spiritual disciplines and you're repenting and you're forgiving those that you need to forgive, but you don't eat healthy, that's a problem. And so we pray over our food, but if you have high blood pressure, you don't have no business eating fried pork chops or bacon and pancakes with a whole bunch of syrup, and then talk about you gonna bless your food. I doubt it. Like, I doubt that that's going to, happen. It's not going to keep you from experiencing various health things. And so you have to be responsible or take accountability and responsibility for your health, for your choices and for your decisions. Just like we do in the natural world and in our life, we also have to take responsibility for our health with the decisions that we make at home, behind closed doors, the things that we eat, not just when we go to a restaurant and post pictures of our food, but what are you eating when no one's looking? What are you eating behind closed doors? And now those of you are learning, what are you eating that's according to your blood type or not according to your blood type? You want to try to get rid of those things. So let me explain. So blood type diet is basically focused on 3 categories. So we talked about the 4 blood types, A, O, AB, and B, or AB, which is a combination, and then O. O is the first and original blood type. They're called hunters and gatherers. And as people spread out and as things change in different land masses, there started to be a slight variation in the blood. So there's only 4 blood types. Now, if you're positive or negative, in this case, it doesn't really matter. Positive and negative only matter if you're giving or receiving blood. Okay, we're not doing that. We're just talking about the specific blood type and the foods that certain blood types make. Thank you, Yaya. I see you over on Facebook. I appreciate you. Please like and share the video so that others can learn. Hey, Monica, Minnie, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Miss Diane, I see you. Thank you for joining. Okay, so here's the categories. So we talked about the 4 blood types. Now here's the 3 categories concerning your blood type. First is foods. If you eat them, they will heal your body, right? These are the foods that your blood type says, oh, I love these. And when you eat these, I'm going to go around and help to heal the things that are out of order in this body. Okay. Now let's go over to the extreme, the other opposite end. And so the third column says, these are foods that are toxic. Your blood says, I don't like these foods. And if you eat them, I'm going to act all the way out. And it's going to be a problem. Okay. So those are foods that harm. The first category is your most beneficial foods, and they heal your body. The third category, totally opposite, is foods that harm your body. Now, not immediately, like if you're O and you eat a blood type, if you're O blood type and you eat an avocado, you're going to pass out or something. No, but it's the accumulation of lectins and specific toxins that begin to congregate in different areas of the body. So let's talk about the middle column, okay? The middle column says, I don't harm, but I don't heal you either. I'm just food, eat me, and then you pass me out, okay? So 3 columns, we're talking about the blood type diet. The blood type diet, I gotta slow down. I'm from New York, so I always talk fast. But anyway, blood type diet, 3 columns. The first column says, these are foods, when you eat them, they heal your body. The middle column says, I don't heal your body, but I don't harm your body either. When you eat me, I'm just going to do what I got to do and leave. Okay. The third column is the foods that your blood type says these are harmful. They begin to release certain toxins. They begin to release hormonal disruptions, and they begin to cause a problem in the various organs. Okay. So when you eat for your blood type, your most beneficial blood type, we want to remove the foods that your blood type says, I don't like that. That's toxic. Don't eat that. We want to remove those foods as much as possible. I can guarantee you there's going to be at least a couple of things on the avoid list that you love. Okay. And so in that case, I say moderation. Okay. And now, because you know what that food is doing to your body, you can begin to remove it from your body because you understand that it's only going to bring destruction, let's say. Okay, it's only going to bring bad things, harmful things to your body. So you want to remove the third column, and those are the foods to avoid. Those are the foods that your blood says these are toxic for me. Okay, so we remove those. So we eat from the first two columns. It's going to be so much food that you can eat from that is most beneficial to your blood type, that is going to heal your body. So I'll say this: if you have been diagnosed with any sickness, ailment, disease, infirmity, whatever, you want to know what your blood type is, and you want to eat from this first column, the foods that are highly beneficial for your body. This is how my client got so much help. His body healed so much, like such a miraculous turnaround and recovery, is because I only fed him what's beneficial to his body and what's neutral to his body as food. So because his list was not that long with the foods that were highly beneficial, I had to add a few things from the food column, which is fine. So these are the two columns that you want to eat from when you get that list. If you DM me your blood type, I will send the list to you. Okay. So you want to eat from the first column, which is highly beneficial, causes your body to heal. And the middle column, which doesn't heal or harm, is just food. You eat it and you pass it out. Yaya on Facebook says we need to stop eating for taste, but eat to heal the body and the soul. Absolutely. We're in this trouble that we're in because we want to eat for taste. We're trying to please the flesh. We're trying to please the soul and however we're feeling, if we're having a good day or a bad day. How many emotional eaters out there? I've been there too. But one of the things that helped me to not be so much of an emotional eater is to think about the emotion that I was feeling when I was craving that particular thing. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Dana. Hey, Minnie. Hey, beautiful princess. Thank you for joining. Please share the video. Okay. So once I realized what the foods were doing to my body, I was able to stop. Once I realized why I was gravitating to certain foods and what really I was feeling and what I was really thinking, then it was like, okay, I don't want to eat to console myself, to comfort myself. Because here's the thing: certain foods, they help satisfy a need for affection. And if you're single, or your older mom or what have you, and your kids are, gone, you're empty nester, you need that. Okay, but you have to find another positive way to get it, right? Other foods, let's say creamy foods, okay, they give you something also. Salty foods. Now we know, a couple years ago it was a slang term to be like, oh, you salty, but when you're angry, the sodium increases in your body. So let me ask you, could it be that if you're eating a bunch of salty foods, that you can end up being more angry? That's something to ponder. If when you're angry, you gravitate towards salty foods, could the reverse also be true? So I encourage you to begin to think about and look at the foods that you're eating, the cravings that you're having. Even keep a journal, a note, put it in your phone in the notes, but be mindful of it, because the only way that you can change something that is not good for you or is not working for your body is to recognize it and be aware of it. You can't change anything that you're not aware of, that you have not acknowledged. Okay. So now that you're learning some of these things, maybe for the first time, maybe you're hearing it again from the second time, and you're like, oh, that makes sense to me now. Okay. Begin to make changes based on what you now know. Because here's the thing: the mind, once you learn something, you can't go back to when you didn't learn it, to when you didn't know that thing. Okay. And so you are responsible then, and to be held accountable for what it is that you learned. Okay. And your body is going to require that of you. And I'll give you an example. So my mom had early onset dementia. And so I'm thinking about, okay, I'm in my 50s. I need to be more proactive about my brain health. And so I was like, okay, let me eat some avocados. Let me eat some walnuts. Walnuts kind of shaped like a brain. Walnuts are good for your brain. And there are other brain foods. So if there's a particular illness, sickness in your body, whatever area that's in, you can begin to look at nature, look at food, look at fruits that can help with that particular organ. And we can go deeper into that another time. So anyway, I'm thinking, I want to be proactive about brain health. So I'm eating walnuts, I'm eating other brain healthy foods. And I'm like, I need to to eat some avocados. That's a healthy fat. And I'm going to do it. So I buy a bag of avocados from the store, like 5 in there, 6 in there, and it was on sale. And I was like, okay, this is great. And so my goal was I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to have an avocado a day. And there are people that teach that you should have an avocado a day. And that may be true. Like that may be helpful and beneficial, but you have to know your blood type because it's possible that it could be poison for you, for your blood type. And that's what it was for me. So in my mind, I know that avocado is a healthy fat and it's good for your brain. And so I'm trying to be proactive with my brain health. I'm going to eat an avocado a day. But every day I came down in the kitchen, I made my breakfast or I made my brunch, and I would not eat the avocados. And it was like, So getting towards the end of the week, I was like, oh my goodness, those avocados are about to go bad. I need to eat them. And I just didn't eat them. Next thing you know, my daughters might eat 1 or 2. And next thing you know, I had a few avocados there in the bag and they rotten. And so I threw it away. So I go to the grocery store and do my shopping and I buy a bag of avocados again. And the same thing happens. And then I begin to ask myself, why am I not eating these avocados? Like, what's going on? And it was around the same time that I was really delving deep into this blood type diet. And that's when I realized my blood type says avocados are toxic. And I was like, but it was like, wait a minute, my body knew. Before my mind got that information, before it was like knowledge to me, my body knew that avocados wasn't it. And no matter how many times I bought the avocados, I could not eat them. Like my body did not let me. It was like, no, we don't want that. No, tomorrow, until they went bad. And I was like, oh my God, like that was such an amazing thing to me. If you listen to your body and you will pay attention to your body, it will tell you what it likes and what it doesn't like. Hey, Yvette, Lady Libra, Judy, Minnie, thank you for joining and watching. Please share the video over on TikTok land. Yaya, whoever else is watching on Facebook or YouTube, I ask that you share the video. Thank you so much. And if you have questions and comments, you can go ahead and put it in. If you're uncomfortable with someone seeing your comment and it's more private, feel free to DM me, or if you want to book a call and you can, I have a really introductory price for Ask Me Anything, like kind of pick my brain on whatever your issues are and to help you to get on track. It's at calldawn.com. It's Dawn with an E, calldawn.com. And so you can do that and you can schedule a session with me and we can talk one-on-one privately about your specific issues. And I can give you some tips and some strategies to help you get on the path to reach the goal that you're looking for. So that's my little commercial. Okay. So it's very important to know your blood type. If you don't know your blood type, you have to go get it. I highly encourage you, strongly encourage you to go get it. Now, here's the thing. If you've given blood or if they've taken blood, they don't necessarily tell you your blood type. You have to tell the doctor, I want to know my blood type, and then they can tell you. You can call your doctor's office and ask if it's in your chart. For a lot of people, it's not, because that's not information that they have prevalent anymore when people started doing crazy, wicked things with people's body parts and blood and all this, that, and the third. So it is something to be safeguarded. Okay. So if you don't know your blood type, ask for a blood type test so that you can find out what your blood type is and you can begin to eat by your blood type. Now, the person's book and who I study with is the person that began this whole thing. Like he did all the research. He put it all together. His name is Peter D. Adamo, Dr. Peter D. Adamo, D-Adamo. I'm not a gatekeeper. You can buy the book and you can teach yourself. Okay. But I can teach you based on all of my holistic knowledge and clients that I've been able to help specifically. Hey, love on love. So anyway, know what your blood type is so that you can begin to eat according to your blood type. So whatever your health goals are, whatever your fitness goals are, you can reach them much better. You can achieve them even faster by eating according to your blood type. So this was a paradigm shift for me. This is what I was saying earlier for my business, because I could no longer just give somebody a meal plan or a protocol to follow for whatever health challenge they're having. I had to filter that information, that knowledge, that wisdom through the blood type. Because again, certain foods, even though they're not bad foods, junk foods, or unhealthy foods, they may be bad for you based on your blood type. Okay. So I had to go through the blood type first for that particular person. And what I found out is most people don't know their blood type. Most people do not know their blood type. And that's not a ding on you. That's not a shame on you. I'm just saying, go find out. Now you know, go find out because you can change the trajectory of your health. Now, let me say this. If you're a parent and you're watching at any age, if you're a parent, talk to your children. If you're a parent of young children, go and get their blood type. If you don't know what their blood type is, find out their blood type. So your child may be having stomach issues, may not be sleeping through the night, maybe having brain fog, maybe hyperactive, maybe having a hard time having attention. And so this can be true for an adult too, but I'm speaking to the parents for a second because it's important to know your child's blood type. And you may be feeding them all the wrong foods or some of the wrong foods, and it is affecting them in school. It is affecting their health. It is affecting their gastrointestinal system. It is affecting how they process new information. So find out what the blood type is so that that's one less problem you can have. You can feed them according to their blood type. And I'll use my own grandchildren as an example. My grandgirls, two of them are so picky, so picky, and they like what they like. And so I keep saying to my son, you need to find out their blood type so that you can feed them according to it. Now, I know how to do the blood type test, and I have the kits and I can do that. So if you're in the DMV area and you want to meet up with me and have a session, I can totally, get your blood type in like less than 5 minutes. Okay. So it doesn't take long. But anyway, he's scared to let me do it. And he's like, no, mom, you know how they say a prophet is not honored in their own home. Same thing with a holistic health consultant. And so he's like, no, mom. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But go to the doctor, ask the pediatrician to get her blood type so you know what it is, because one of them has tummy troubles a lot. And so that can be avoided. It can be healed. It can be fixed. It can be remedied based on feeding her according to her blood type. So I want to share this, and I'm sharing this more and more. I talk about blood type diet all the time because it is so important. Like I said, my client was having a banana in his smoothie every day, thinking he's doing a great thing. And he was putting more and more toxin in his body. So when he came to the wellness center and I shifted his diet and I fed him from the highly beneficial foods that heal, and I fed him from his the middle moderate column that says I'm neutral, I don't heal or harm. I fed him from those two columns. He began to heal quickly. His circulation was better. His sleep was better. He began to lose weight. What else? He wasn't itchy all the time. He had back pain. He was on a pain patch. The pain patch was off. And guess what? He wasn't in pain. And any pain that he had, I was able to address with the aromatherapy and the essential oils that I use. I'm telling you, he was like the kid in the candy store getting all the goodies that he wanted. He felt so good. His body was healing. And because his body was out of crisis mode and the inflammation was down, he was beginning to heal and he was beginning to be able to sleep. Remember, we started talking about sleep and we started talking about rest. That would mean that the cortisol levels in his body began to diminish. And when that happens, that also allows your body to heal, because you can look it up. Cortisol, cortisol. Cortisol is called the death hormone. High stress, prolonged stress can turn that on. If something bad is happening to you, or there's a robber at the store and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I hit the floor? Do I run out? Do I take my weapon out of my purse? Like, what do I do? That's a fight or flight response. And in a moment of an eye or moments of a second, you have to make a decision. And your body releases this chemical that's able to help you to think quick, that's able to help you to run, to climb, to jump, and do things you may not normally have been able to do, because this fight or flight response is going on. This adrenaline is flowing through your blood, giving you endurance and strength that you wouldn't have on a regular or just sitting down at your desk. Okay. But what happens is when we are in a situation of prolonged stress, like you lost a job, you've been unemployed and you're looking for work, or whatever, something's going on with your housing situation, you have to find someplace else to live, or you just broke up with your boyfriend, or you just got divorced and you're working through that, or you lost custody of your kids, or you just gained custody of your kids, like so many different things. But I'm talking about prolonged stress. And this is what God showed me. It could be Excuse me, it could be an illness that you were recently diagnosed with also. So for this prolonged stress thing, this is what God showed me. It's like you're in a car at the stoplight, right? So it's red, the light is red, but your foot is on the brake, which is supposed to be, but also on the gas at the same time. And it's like your foot never lets up off the gas. So the only reason why the car is not speeding down the road or peeling out is because your foot is on the brake. Okay. Now, when the light turns green, you go, right? But even at the stoplight, you're on the brake pedal and the gas pedal at the same time. What does that mean? Your body's not getting rest. Your body's not shutting down. Your body is not able to woosah, to take a break, okay? Because you're in constant fight or flight. Fight or flight was made to be for a specific amount of time to get you out of a dangerous situation. And then when you get back home and you're safe, and you're like, whew, thank God I made it. Then your body and your blood pressure and your heartbeat can slow down and come back to a more restful, peaceful state. And then you can rest. But if you don't get that rest because you're constantly in this fight or flight mode, you're constantly in survival mode, you're dealing with whatever illness that you have been diagnosed with, or you're going through divorce, or you're going through looking for a job, or whatever the thing is for you, it causes increased pressure, strain, stress, everything on your body. It puts you in fight or flight mode. And when you're in fight or flight mode for an extended period of time, your cortisol goes up. And that one of the ways that you can see that that's manifested is not being able to sleep, or not being able to rest to sleep properly, or to sleep at a deep level. Also weight gain around the middle section. Okay, that especially over 50, that's one of the places that cortisol shows up. Okay, so your hormones do play a part in this. The imbalance of your hormones plays a part in this, in how you react to stress. So also, I submit to you that your blood type also plays a part in your personality and how you respond to stress. Your blood type will tell you what are the best types of exercises for you. So certain blood types, like blood type O, the best type of exercise for a blood type O is high intensity. So a HIIT class, a CrossFit class, circuit training, very high intensity. That is excellent for blood type O. Blood type A is on the opposite spectrum. They do more better with relaxing exercises. I don't do, or recommend yoga at any point at all, because yoga is so much more than stretching. It's so much more than a relaxing movement. It is actually an embodiment of a demonic spirit. That's a whole nother lie. We can talk about that at another time, but I invite you, go over to YouTube and say, is yoga demonic? And then watch the yoga masters talk about it and talk about their experiences. So that's something that I never, ever, ever recommend. And if you're doing it, I recommend you learn what it really means and you stop doing it and you begin to repent. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I'll open up a can of worms, and that's another lie for another day. Okay. So, okay, I gave you the example of the O. So the important thing to reduce the cortisol, to get out of fight or flight, is to pray, to fast, okay, to look at what's going on in your life. Okay, what is it that you can control? Some things are out of your control and there's nothing you can do about it. But how you handle those things that are out of your control is going to make all the difference for your physical health as well as for your mental and emotional health. Okay, those things that you can't control, because you can't control somebody else and their response and how they're going to react. You can't do that, but you can control yourself. You control how you react or respond. You control how you react to whatever that other person is doing. You're only responsible for you, and you can only change what it is that you're doing. But how you respond to a particular situation is going to determine basically what happens next, right? Is going to determine what happens next. So it's important as much as possible for you to respond in the right way, so that if it is a high escalated thing, that you can diffuse it, you can diminish it, and you can get a good outcome from it. And maybe you don't get a good outcome from it, but maybe you have to walk away. And sometimes you have to do that. It takes a bigger person to be able to walk away from something than to sit there and fight about it, especially if this person is not going to listen, or they're not accepting what it is that you're saying. It would be futile and really silly of you to continue to argue with this person, or continue to try to get them to think or believe what you believe. If you see that what you're saying is not gaining ground, it's not sticking, it's not helping, you might as well just let it go, because you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're only going to frustrate yourself. Again, you can't control the actions of anyone else, but you can control your actions. And based on your actions or reactions, is going to determine how you feel, is going to determine what you think, is going to determine the level of trauma that you have or don't have, based on how you handle situations with other people. Okay, so do the best that you can to respond, which is different from reacting. You want to respond. So the more that you put in you, the more information, the more knowledge, the more prayer, the more praying in the spirit, the more spending time in God's presence, the more fellowshipping with others, the more cultivating your relationship with God is going to give you the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, and the strategies and the spirit to be able to respond to a thing instead of react to a thing, so that you can get a better outcome, so that you can feel better, so that you can be able to walk away from the situation saying, you know what, I did the best I could. Or this situation is better because of how I responded. Okay, whatever the case may be. How does this play a part with your blood type? Easy. When you're eating the wrong food, you're going to be more stressed. You're going to be more volatile. Your body's going to be in pain. You're going to have more inflammation. Your body's not going to be acting right. And so not just your body, but your mind, like your emotions are being affected by what it is that you're eating. Okay, you could be eating things that are more inflammatory foods. And so if you already have an inflammatory condition, it's going to obviously inflame you more, right? It's not rocket science. It really is simple. And so again, it's important to know what your blood type is, because these innocent foods that you're eating could be the very foods that's causing your body to be more inflamed. I'll give you an example. If you have knee problems, hip problems, and you have pain, there's likely inflammation there. And so based on your blood type, you can be eating foods that are going to make more inflammation or less inflammation. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you are an O blood type and you have a knee injury. Maybe you heard it. Maybe you heard it in football. Maybe you heard it in dance. Maybe you were in a car accident, whatever the case may be. Maybe you had an injury. Maybe you didn't have an injury and all of a sudden your knee just hurting and you don't know why. Okay. But you're an O blood type and you drink coffee every day. Coffee is highly acidic. Coffee is going to cause more inflammation and more acid in your body. It's going to cause you to be on high, to be on go all the time. Even if you don't feel jittery, it's the effect that the coffee is having, the caffeine is having on your body. Blood type O people should not have caffeine, at least not on a daily basis. And Yaya on Facebook says, cut down on the meat. Absolutely. And Yaya, I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but I was saying we were talking about acid and alkaline foods and meat, and she put bacon in there is what is the highest: pork, and then beef, and then chicken and turkey, and then other foods go on from that. Okay. So it's important to know what foods you're eating, what foods you're not eating, but you have to know what your blood type is so that you can decipher what you should have and shouldn't have. And I said before, but some of the new people that are just coming on, I see you, Billy, Imogene, Josie. I see you. Thank you for joining. What was I saying? Based on that, choosing the wrong foods is going to cause more problems. It's going to wreak more havoc in your body, because it could even be fruits and vegetables. It could be nuts and seeds. There's certain beans that you shouldn't have as a blood type O or as a blood type A. And I was also beginning to say how the blood type also can show you what your personality type is, like how you handle stress, how you handle peace, what you do with that. And so learning what your blood type is can help you in so many ways. It can help you to understand why you act the way you act, why you think the way you think, why you do the things that you do, as well as the things that you're putting in your body. So you know the effect that they're going to have on you. So let me say this: type A blood type has very low acid in their stomach. Excuse me. So they can have digestive issues or a lot of gas because the acid in their stomach is too low, that is challenging for them to digest their food properly. Now, a blood type O person would do well with coffee, with the caffeine from coffee, because coffee beans are like a diuretic. So not only can they make you urinate more, but they can also make you defecate. Okay. So for blood type O, who tends to have high acid in their gut, okay, which is why they don't need coffee, because coffee is also high acid. High acid, high acid, you're just getting more and more acid. It's going to build up the inflammation in your body. It's going to be more pain, more stiffness, more issues. Okay. So if your blood type O, reduce the caffeine. And if you, for whatever reason, have to have caffeine a day, like that's a whole nother conversation. We can talk about that. But if you're drinking that caffeine to get you going or whatever the case may be, then we need to talk about some alternatives and other things that you can do to reduce the need to have that caffeine to get up and going. Okay. Maybe your vitamin B is low. Okay. No. Okay. So what else? What else? What else? Okay. There's like so much going on in my brain right now that I want to share with you. Okay. So blood type O's have high acid in their stomach. That's why caffeine is not good. Blood type A's have low acid in their stomach. And so again, they're opposite. So that means caffeine would be helpful to them because it's going to give them that diuretic response and is going to help them to go to the bathroom. Blood type O's have a hard time. Blood type A's have a hard time going to the bathroom. But then again, blood type O's have a hard time going to the bathroom too. Blood type O's will kind of fluctuate between constipation and diarrhea. Okay. And this is because of the high acid in their gut. Okay, so it's very important the foods that you're eating so you can reduce that acid. Blood type O's also tend to be allergic to gluten. Now, you may not have an all-out response or a skin response, but gluten affects the gastrointestinal system of a blood type O person. Okay, whereas blood type A can have that. Hey, Gail, how are you? She said, how about drinking tea? Great question. If the tea that you're drinking has caffeine or is highly caffeinated, because they do have energy teas, and you're a blood type O, you shouldn't drink that tea. Try to drink a tea that is not caffeinated. Okay. And so for example, for a blood type O, you're not supposed to drink black tea. Most teas are black teas or black teas in some other flavor. So begin to look at the teas that you're drinking, okay? And you can change that and make sure you're getting a decaffeinated tea or an herbal tea. Okay. And so again, based on your blood type, certain herbs will be better for you than others. I highly recommend a book. I'll have it in my store, in my shop soon. But you don't have to wait for that. You can go on Amazon and get it. And it's called The Blood Type Diet. And so whatever your blood type is, A, B, or O, you get the book according to that blood type. Now, here's a trick, because Gail, I know that you're married, and tell Bishop Davenport I said hello, send him my love. I haven't seen you guys in ages. If let's say you're a couple, you're married or whatever, you're in the same household and you're different blood types, let me tell you how you navigate that. It's not hard. Okay. What you do is you have to have the blood type list or the food list of both blood types. And so you want to look at the first column, which is the highly beneficial foods that heal your body. And you want to look at yours and you want to look at his, or yours and the child's, or whatever. In my household, taking care of my daughters, they're a different blood type than me. So I looked at the healing foods for both of us, and I can use the foods from that list. And when I go to the grocery store, I know the foods I'm supposed to get. And then I look at the foods that are in the neutral column. So for the most part, we're going to be alike, or we're going to be able to share foods based on that neutral column. So I'm always only eating and cooking and feeding from those two columns. So I'll give you an example. My blood type says that I shouldn't have chickpeas. I know chickpeas, right? But it actually disrupts and has a effect on your hormonal imbalance. And so They can have chickpeas, but I couldn't have chickpeas. And so, if you're making curry chicken, you'll do rice, you'll do potatoes, you'll do chickpeas. And so I couldn't have chickpeas. So I was like, okay, what bean can we both have? And it was black eyed peas. But let me tell you something, it was delicious. And I made it in the crock pot on a Sunday, put the chicken, put the curry, put the everything in there before we left for church. We came back home from church. The house was smelling marvelous, delicious, and amazing. And we were able to sit down and have dinner after I made a pot of rice, of course. And we were able to sit down and have dinner. Now, for blood type O, pasta is not very good. But blood type A's can have pasta. For blood type O's, rice is better than pasta. And I know coming up and different times of struggle times financially, hardships over the years and during my marriage and stuff like that, we ate a lot of pasta. But little did I know that was over time working to my detriment because pasta is not for me. And so my client that I had in the wellness center is a blood type, and he could have pasta. So I would make him pasta. And there's a kind that I got from Aldi's that's like a protein kind, or it's made from soy. They have some made from peas or spinach and different things. So try those and see if you like it. But if you're a blood type O, you should not be eating pasta, also because of the gluten, but it doesn't digest well. So once you learn what your blood type is, you're able to choose the foods that are better for your body so that your body can actually process them, so that you can actually get the nutrients from the foods, which is why we're supposed to be eating, not for taste. As Yaya said a while ago, we're supposed to be eating to give our body benefit, to give our body nutrients, to give our body rest. Okay, that's really why we're supposed to be eating. But the way society is now, we eat because we are sad, because we're mad, because we're angry, because we're lonely, because we just have a taste for something, because we just feel like eating, because we're bored. So those are none of those other reasons that we're supposed to be eating food. So as you live, you learn, okay? And you make changes as you go along. So none of this is to condemn you in any area. It is to provide you information from someone that you can know and trust. And if you're just coming on live and meeting me, then hi, my name is Dawn Horizons. But there are those here on Facebook land that have known me for some time. And so they know that what I'm saying is information that they can trust. You're welcome, Gail. And so if you're in a household, again, with people of different blood types, so that you don't have to cook a bunch of different foods, find the foods that you can both have, and make the best meal that you can from that. I love the crock pot. The crock pot is my friend. The crock pot is your friend. If you're a busy entrepreneur, if you're a busy mom, the crock pot can help you plan out your meals for the week, find out what your blood type is, and for yourself and for your family, plan out your meals for the week. And then you can put something in the crock pot, and that can be, good to feed you and your family for a day or two. And then you can cook like maybe Sunday, maybe Saturday, or whatever day you have off, and you cook for the week. And cook with the foods that are most beneficial for your blood type. And you will see that your body will begin to heal itself. You will sleep better. And when you sleep better, you'll be more functional brain wise. You'll be able to use your intellectual property, a lot better when you're rested. Because when you're not rested is like you're short circuited. You're quick to anger. You're quick to be frustrated. You're quick to be anxious. And so your body needs this rest. Your brain needs it. Your health needs it. Okay. The people around you that you love need it, because when you're not rested and you're not taking care of yourself, you're no good to yourself and others. So taking care of your body, taking care of your health is self-love, is self-care. And we can only take care of others from the premise of how we take care of ourselves. Like when you're on an airplane, they say, if you are caring for someone, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Why? You can't You cannot care for someone else if you're not alive. Okay. So you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself. So then you can put the oxygen mask on the person that is next to you. This is the same thing, because if you're in a family, and even if you're not, and you're not eating healthy and you're not eating well, you are affecting your lifespan. You are negatively affecting the quality of your life as well as the quantity of your life. So hopefully what I'm saying can put the ball back in your court, or the power back in your hands, letting you know that you have choices and decisions that you make that can make your body more healthy or less healthy. Like that power is in your hands. You get to choose what you eat. People are either healing themselves or unaliving themselves daily based on the foods that they eat. So I have this sign that I would use, and I'll put it up. Like basically you're unaliving yourself with a knife and a fork based on the decisions that you're making of the things that you're putting in your mouth that are affecting your body, either positively or negatively. And to me, that's a great thing, because what you ate to get yourself unhealthy, you can begin to change what you're eating to get yourself healthy again. And I feel like that's empowerment, because you're not subject to the foods that you eat. You're subject to the decisions that you make of the foods that you eat. And so you can change your mind. You can change the foods that you're eating so that you can eat foods that are bringing life to you. If you have an inflammatory condition of any kind or any type of autoimmune disease, you definitely want to eat according to your blood type, because that is the best, fastest, and easiest way for you to heal your body. Now, that's with or without exercise. I am for exercise. I am for stretching. Never going to be against that. But I will say this: if you are eating right according to your blood type, what in the world? If you are eating right according to your blood type, you're going to prolong your life. You're going to have better sleep. You're going to be able to lose weight. You're going to be able to reach your health goals as well as your fitness goals. So again, I am for working out or going to the gym or going for walks. I am for all of that. I'm not saying don't do that, but I am saying it's even more important the foods that you're eating or not eating, because even if you work out in the gym and you eat the wrong foods, you're not adding on to your life. Like, you're not adding to the quality of your life either. So you need to have both. And if there is a choice that you have to make, choose eating right. Choose eating the foods for your health. But any good fitness trainer, a physical trainer, will tell you that it's 80% what you eat. It's only 10 to 20% what you do in the gym. Okay. So again, I'm not against the gym, but if you have to choose, it is more important for you to choose the right diet, the right nutrition plan, to eat enough protein, to drink enough water, to get enough sleep, because these are the things that are going to help you be healthier, whether you're diagnosed with something or not, whether you want to lose weight or you just want to maintain weight or maintain your health. These are things that you need. You need good water. You need a good amount of water, which is half your body weight in ounces daily. That's ideally the amount of water that we should have. And then your proteins. And so that all depends on your blood type too. Maybe you're one that shouldn't have meat. Maybe you'll do better if you do have meat. And Sis on Facebook said that she's a blood type O, so it's better for you to have meat. And actually, the meat that's in your highly beneficial blood type is beef. That was a paradigm shift for me, because I had learned other things about beef and was like, don't eat beef. And I hadn't eaten beef for years. And so I started eating beef again. And I was like, ooh, at first I didn't even like it because I got away from it. But my blood type says you need to eat meat. And it was like buffalo bison or something. I don't even know where to get that. I don't think I ever had that. So I'll just stick with the beef. But chicken and turkey are in my neutral column. So it acts as food. So I can have chicken and turkey, but I'm going to get the nutrients from it, and then the rest will just pass out. Okay. So again, we're coming up to an hour, and TikTok is giving me messages. So I just want to encourage you, find out what your blood type is. Knowing your blood type can literally save your life. Knowing your blood type can give you a better quality of life. Knowing your blood type can help you to navigate life better and enjoy your life, because no one is enjoying life if they're sick all the time, if they're not feeling well, if they can't sleep well, if their gut is overloaded, if they're not able to use the bathroom properly. Like, these are things that affect our life, and we can't act like they don't. They do. You can't have a good quality life when things are not right in your system. And so now the ball is in your court. Now the information has been provided to you that you can make better decisions, healthier decisions for you. So that first decision is to find out what your blood type is. After you find out what your blood type is, you can DM me and get a list from me, or you can go research online and get a food list based on your blood type. Have that list in your phone, so when you go to the supermarket, you know what foods to buy. Stay away from the avoid column. That column, that third column, is the column that your blood says is toxic. Don't eat that. If you eat that, I'm going to act out. Okay. I don't like it and I'm going to act out. So it's so easy to stay away from that. So if you don't know, you don't have to memorize anything. All you have to know is the foods that your blood doesn't like, basically. And then once you know that, you can eat anywhere. You can go out, you can go to the barbecue, you can go to the restaurant or whatever, because you know what food you're supposed to eat and what food you're not supposed to eat. And your body is going to begin to thrive. Your body is going to begin to heal itself. We don't want to be in survival mode, not from a body perspective, nor from an emotional, mental, or spiritual perspective. We want to be able to enjoy the life that God has given to us and be a good steward over what He has given to us. He gives us this earth suit. We have to take care of it. We only get one body. So we have to make better choices and decisions so that we can treat this body well, so that it can treat us well. Okay, so that it can take us through life in ways that are positive and healthy and prosperous and effective. We don't want to be in survival mode. God doesn't want us to be in survival mode. He wants us to thrive. But based on our spiritual life, based on our decisions, based on the food we're putting in our mouth and not, is what's going to determine if we're healthy or we're not healthy. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for those that have passed through. Thank you for those that sent hearts and gifts. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, either at 9 or 10 p.m. I'm always going to post it based on my schedule. And I look forward to sharing more from you. If there's something specific you want me to talk about, send me a DM, put it in my comments. If there's questions that you have, send it to me, and then I'll be able to answer those questions on the next live, or you feel free to DM me. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. Bye for now.